Preview. Gosh, I remember this.
Oh man,
Can this go
it's
like
been a
this?
good day. It's been an awesome day.
Yeah, it's been a great day.
How you feel today?
I feel great. I
You
feel
29?
wonderful. But most days I do feel wonderful.
Man, she's 29, guys.
Thank
Today,
you.
so it's her birthday. So when you enter the chat or when you watch the video, say happy birthday, Queen. Happy birthday. Whoop
That's so
whoop whoop
nice of you.
whoop.
That's so
Yeah.
great of you. But
But yeah, we don't be doing too much, just giving all praises to the most high.
yeah,
For each day that we wake up. So it's just another day, another breath to breathe, another opportunity to just grow and increase in the word of the Most High.
well, it's like King David said. I was reading Psalms yesterday,
Hmm.
and King David said, he said, I am blessed just to see your face upon awaking. Oh, yeah. Now, thinking this is the king, the guy, everything. He got these wives, he got the nation, he's the king, he's the greatest warrior. He's like, I'm just content with seeing your face when I wake up,
Exactly.
Most High.
Yeah.
So,
So that's just a blessing. So hallelujah, hallelujah for today.
you
Hallelujah
gotta
for
speak a
you.
little
Yeah.
louder. You're kind of like whispering.
Oh really?
Yeah, you sound
Okay.
like you're
Look,
whispering right now.
when I talk, I hear myself talk, so I feel like I'm loud. So it's not like, I feel like I'm yelling now. I'm yelling right now.
Now you're yelling a little, but before you're like, yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, because the mic is right here, so I feel like,
No, you gotta
people
talk
can hear
loud.
me. But
No.
yes, all praise to the Most High. I'm just grateful to have my beautiful wife right here next to me. 20,
Wow.
29 years old, you know.
Hmm.
We getting old, baby. We getting old, baby.
Yeah.
But my age next year.
Dang.
Yeah.
Last
So,
year in my 20s.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
24, moved away from America forever,
Right?
for good.
26 gone.
Dang, when I hit my 30s, it's like, look, I ain't never experienced 30s in America. That's a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Just think about that.
glorified.
Hallelujah.
Glory, glory, glory.
Right? Man. But yeah, we definitely got to give all praise to the Most High, 'cause the story that we came up on, it's like crazy and it's eye opening. Well, it's not eye opening. I don't want to say eye opening. It's just like this is reality, and this is what a 7-year-old has to go through. So I'm thinking like, man, our 6-year-old about to be 7-year-old, he would probably be going through this if he was going to school.
Yeah,
So it's like,
in
man,
America, yeah, absolutely.
yes,
And it has to be shared and stated because and it was just released on the Introvert Rockstar 2 days ago. We don't want to act like these things aren't happening. That's number one. Number two, this isn't the only story. We were talking last time about how
hmm,
somebody I follow on Instagram was saying that she had encountered a lot of racism just in the last few weeks since the change in the election. And then she was coming out today. She was talking about how she wanted to go to the grocery store and get some certain salmon that she wanted, and the grocery store told her, this is the whole store she goes to, I'm assuming it's like a small business,
hmm,
but they said, hey, due to the election changes, we're probably not even going to be open in the next week. We're probably going to have to shut down. So it's like America is changing for the worst.
yeah,
We don't know what these 4 years are about to look like, but it's
yeah,
not going to be good
yeah. We
as a
we don't
whole.
know what the next 5 6 months gonna look like, because once the president be officially the president, because he's already making moves um in the office, right? Firing a lot of people. Uh,
He overhauled
it's crazy.
everybody.
It's like wow,
At least
it's a lot.
he says he's redoing the LGBT thing, so that would be
Yeah,
able to, so that's like the good thing.
but it's for me, it's more of corruption, trying to stop corruption. It's like it's weird. It's weird to think about. But if you guys understand what I'm talking about, just like the video, because
Yeah,
it really trickled down to what we're about to
every
talk about.
every part of society. Yeah, let's just play the video. Let's react because
Yes.
it's very sad.
But shalom, shalom, family. Welcome, guys. We're about to play this video that we came across. The title is 7-Year-Old Black Boy Hanged by school bully in bathroom. So let us know your thoughts in the comments as we play this, because this is my first time seeing it. I know you kind of like watched it a little bit,
I
but
didn't
this is
watch
my
all. Yeah, I
yeah,
just saw it pop up.
it's my first time seeing it, and it's like, what the heck? Just really wrap your head around that. 7 years old, 7 years old. Yeah, but yeah, guys, like the video.
Supposed to see this story the first time on Instagram. It's supposed to be on CNN. It's supposed to be on Fox. But shout out to this mother, man, because she went straight to Instagram and posted the whole story, and it went viral. And I'm gonna show y'all. Before she posted that, the school was trying to cover it up. After she posted that, they switched up their story. And I always tell y'all, the Caucasians told you to follow the rules, be honest, do everything right. But the whole time and throughout history, they've been lying, cheating, stealing, and covering up everything. And it's starting to feel like the word investigate means to cover up more. They need more time to cover up the real story. But let's get right into this story because this shit is crazy. The principal of Barnhart Elementary School in Charles County, Maryland, said two students were horse playing in the school bathroom when one student's jacket got caught on the stall door hook. Now, when it comes to Caucasian people, you have to watch for wording because that's how they try to trick people. That's how they try to make you feel like, oh, it wasn't a big deal. The wording with them is so important because that's how they try to finesse people with wording. They said there was horse playing, but he went to the doctor and the doctor said he had a neck contusion. And this is what a neck contusion is. A neck contusion, also known as a bruise, is an injury to the skin and tissue of the neck. It occurs when small blood vessels under the skin break due to an impact or direct blow, causing bleeding and discoloration. So how is direct blows a neck contusion? How is that horse playing? And like I told y'all earlier, right after she made her Instagram post, they said, oh, now it's an investigation. At first it was horse playing. Then when she made her post, it was investigation. That's why I say social media is very important, man, because these people will run off and say anything. Just imagine before social media, just imagine what they was lying about. And as soon as she got word of it, this was her Instagram post, the mother. November 15th, 2024, my son who attends a school in Charles County has experienced something no child should have never in life experienced. My child who is a second grader was hung in the boys' bathroom by a fourth grader. I received the most traumatizing phone call from the school saying that my son was rushed to the children's hospital in NW. The principal went into the bathroom and found my baby foaming out and unconscious. I walked to the trauma room with 8 to 10 doctors surrounding my son. This is the most heartbreaking and traumatizing situation my family has ever been in. Although I'm not the one to bring my personal life onto social media, however, social media has been a big platform, and this is a story I want told to bring awareness. So first of all, shout out to this man because you got a lot of people who will be scared. You got a lot of people who will be scared of retaliation. You got a lot of people that wouldn't post that on their social media. She told the truth. Like I always tell y'all, when something first happens and your gut feeling tell you what it is, that's what it is. She knew what it was. When the doctors told her, oh, her son was hung, she know that was the right thing. It wasn't hard playing. Your gut go always tell you what the truth is. And when it instantly happened, see, the school said it was harsh playing because they didn't expect her to make that post. They didn't expect her to tell the world what happened. And then it went viral. And like I said, this wasn't horse playing. This was attempted murder. And then the fourth grader had the nerve to tell her son while he was doing it. He said, I'm going to show you how I did people back in the day. So imagine who he learned that from. Where's his parents? Why, when all this stuff happens, we never hear about the other kids and we never see their parents? Their parents never say anything. They don't apologize. They don't say nothing. This was how students were reportedly harsh playing in the school bathroom when one student's jacket got caught on the stall door hook. The student was not able to free themselves, and the other student involved was also not able to help. The student went to seek help due to privacy reasons. I am not able to share any additional details with you. So catch that last part. They can't share details, but they just told us what happened. No, you can't tell the truth. You just using that to cover up. And now you have to stick with that lie. Now you have to stick with your first story, knowing you was just using that to cover up what really happened. Because he probably wasn't the only one. It probably was other students also. And like I always tell you, all these people are on the same team. The teachers, the principals, the cops, the investigators, the DA, all of them on the same team. When it comes to us,
Yeah, they're on code. They're on their mission to kill the black man, black child code. Let's just
Man,
be honest.
yeah, leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about what he was saying, because this is like, it's heartbreaking. Like, just imagine, like, man, he really just got traumatized from that, in that situation, and then somebody in his face, yeah, this is, I'm gonna show you what we should do to y'all, and
Back in the
back in the
day.
day. It's
What?
like,
That just happened.
yeah, that's
What?
like what?
So anybody that's like not in reality, please welcome yourself into reality because we are going to see more incidents like this increase with your new president being in office because it sends an underlying signal to sheriffs, to all these institutions. We can horseplay and do whatever the heck we want and just say it's an accident the way we used to. Because he said it the way we used to back in the day. Who he get that from? His dad. Who his dad get it from? His grandfather, who probably lynched some brothers back in the day. Let's be honest. That's a generational activity they do. And so my question as always is, so what are we going to do about it as a people? Are we just going to sit there and be like, well, we just going to have to keep risking our children? No, leave. It will never get better.
Really?
But at least he's alive. Praise the Most High, he's alive. Hopefully he returns to his full capacity. And I'm glad the mother was strong enough because, people will try to silence you. It's
Yeah,
like, don't let nobody silence you. Speak up 100%.
yeah,
100,000,000%. When evil is there, speak up.
yeah. And I know you said like it's a generational thing on that side. And that's something that we don't really like talk about. I know, like, once we wake up to the truth and stuff and we start to realize our generational curses, but the other side, generational curses, is so much worse, and they're not trying to fix it. It's like, at least we're trying to, like, get to an understanding where we are and get rid of it through the Most High's blood and stuff like that. So, but them is like, this is what happens at 7 years old. It's not like they teenagers. This is a seven-year old and then maybe a 10-year old. Like that really blows me right there. That's like, whoa. Like, that's very, very, like, that's real. That's real. It happened. It happened.
It's speechless. Like you're just speechless. But channels like that, the introvert rock star, shout out to that brother's channel because he covers stories like this nonstop because there's no shortage of them, unfortunately, in 2024. It reminds me of in 2020 with George Floyd, but the stuff is increasing much more now, but it's not hitting mainstream.
Mm.
And so people are just being nearly unalived, even children almost unalived all the time, nonstop, and it's increasing since this new president elect is in office. And it's like, so what are we as a community going to do? We just be like, well, I love America.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like that's really the
It's a
question.
legit
Like,
question.
do you love America more than you love yourself? And you should just really love the Most High more. And once you get to that point, I'm telling you, he'll probably reveal, like, hey, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of Babylon. This wicked place. It's so much wickedness over there that's going on, and it's falling to the youth, obviously. It's
Just
sad. It's like,
speechless.
man, this really happened.
Yep.
And
In
and
Maryland.
and it's not even like on big news. Only thing you hear about on big news is war, Russia, Ukraine now. We barely hear about Israel and Iran and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, they just said Netanyahu, they have an
yeah,
arrest warrant for him.
yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's so much going on, and then little stuff like this, where this actually like this hurts my heart.
Yeah.
This is like, man, I'm speechless.
Yeah.
But it's war at the same time. So we just got to be in a position. You just got to be on code and get yourself in a position where you can be at peace. Like really, like you have to protect your peace. You have to.
Yeah, you have to protect your family. It's like, wow. And Maryland is one of the states that has the highest rates of Black people, of Black American immigrants. And so it's just
Hmm.
one way to stay on code is, but he was at school. It's like, what could have been? Nothing could have been done different. He's literally just at school.
Yeah, that's why
He
we
was
say.
literally at
Look,
school.
you already know it. Look, we
He doing
say,
what he's supposed to do. Seven
yeah,
years old.
we say just homeschool your children. You know, and that's tough. Like being in America because you have to work so much just to stay afloat. Like you got to be up and above water. So it's hard to homeschool unless you really like run your own business. You got your cash flow going in and stuff like that. But it's hard. It's hard. That's tough to do.
Yeah, it's something. But it's like we gotta wake up as a people and understand that this is how that nation has always been, and it will not change. That was the foundation. How can you expect it to just change? It's never gonna change. Just once you understand that in your mind, if you understand, okay, this is not going to get better. They have no goals of they ain't never wanted to get better. So now you just freed yourself and you're free to think, okay, so now that I know that, believe that, and that's reality, now what am I going to do? The decision's in my hands. I have all the power, all the authority, everything I need to do what I need to do to leave.
Really.
And that's what it is. That's just reality.
Yeah, it's reality. You just got to know like that. America is not the place for you. I know for sure it wasn't a place for us.
For daggone sure, 100 million,
And
billion, billion, billion percent.
yeah,
I look at this stuff like,
this is wild. And we try to tell people like, man, just coming out of America is just so much clear. Like the like you have to leverage what you have in America, such as the knowledge and understanding, the U.S. dollar, take it somewhere where your cost of living is so much cheaper, 60 to 80% cheaper, depending on where you go. Like that's the new American dream, like really, because if you think like I really can't even think about being in America because it's a lot of stuff going on where, I'm trying to run my business. I'm trying to get everything together and stuff. I'm trying to, it's like I just 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 to like say, dang, I can't even imagine like being back in America my life and just be above water. So it's just like, huh,
be the cost of living,
business.
yeah,
And
just
here in Texas, I
outrageous.
think Texas is like the housing is a little bit cheaper than most
Yeah,
places.
right.
So it's just like, man, this is like, whoa, like wow. That reminds me of 2019 when I was working those two jobs.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
then
was
I'm
not
trying to run the
fun.
business.
Yeah, that was not fun.
That was not
But
fun.
but
Oh
it's
gosh.
really about the mindset. So I'm glad that he was like, his spirit wasn't down. He's just ready to just grind and go to the next level. So just like man, that's where I was 2019, working
Yeah.
those two jobs. I think it was like what 6 a.m. to 2:30,
Then you take a nap.
and then go 4 or 5 to 3 a.m. So it was just like
Something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
it was like wow, like okay, that's the type of grind that needs to be happening.
Yeah, and it's all do that for a season, especially if your goal is to move abroad, because I think that our people need to know that it's very tangible. I think people have this false myth in their head like, oh, moving abroad is going to take $1 million. It's going to take $500,000. It's going to take all these vast amounts of money. But people don't realize, like, actually, the cost of living outside of America, unless you're going to Norway, Sweden, Italy, somewhere like that, is drastically lower in Africa and Asia and South America. Like, phenomenally, drastically, way, 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 way lower. So you automatically, just by hopping on that plane, your level of pressure is down. Now you choose a country that's on the least corrupt list. You choose a country that's safe, and you have your game plan. You're already running your business because you didn't hop on that plane without having a thriving company. Now it's like life is easy. Life is very simple.
Yeah.
It's like insanely simple, boring simple, which is a good boring to have, because you don't want all these crazy news stories like this being in a country like that with the most insane news stories happening next door.
Ooh.
The most insane stuff where you're
And
constantly
you can't
under this
even talk
pressure.
to the right people. So just say like, if you're at work and you hear about this, you can't even, man, did you guys hear about this? Like the people gonna look at you like,
Why are you talking about
why
that?
are you talking
They
about
said they
that?
were horse playing.
Yeah, it's that's just a whole nother situation right there.
Why would you want to live like that? I
It's like,
can't live like that, child. I refuse.
yeah,
I deeply
yeah.
refuse.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. I hate hearing stories like that where
Yeah.
it's like, man, it's really hitting my heart now. So I can't even imagine somebody in America how they really feel, and they got
Even just in
children
Maryland. That's probably the
going to
Maryland
school.
people are like,
Yeah,
let's homeschool. And then they say, oh, all right, and the school would be protecting, investigating. We're not protecting them or hiding information. It's like, yeah, we don't believe you.
hmm
That is crazy. It's really crazy. Kevin says, in Kenya, I pay people's rent for a couple people, and they get a nice apartment with utilities for 10,000 shillings, about 80 to $100 a month. Right. That's how affordable Africa is, depending on which country you're in. You hear people complain, oh, Accra, Ghana is expensive. Oh, this is expensive. It's like, but it's not. If you find the right
yeah,
place, you just have to be willing to be diligent and search and understand the dynamic.
everywhere.
Right.
So you just
That's
gotta
obvious.
be you gotta be
Yeah.
wise. If you outside the city in America or just say Columbus, it's gonna be cheaper. If you're in the city, it's gonna be more expensive.
Right.
So that's just what it is in
Right.
Africa. So the most expensive stuff here in Africa is near the city.
And then
And
for Americans, it's not even expensive.
yeah,
Let's be
exactly.
honest.
And for us, it's like I guess for example, I just saw a video of somebody did a tour of a one bedroom. I want to say it was a one bedroom in South Africa for um $900, but it was in the city. It was nice. It had everything and everything, or everything like utilities and stuff. But for us, that's $900. That's like okay, you know, you got everything right next door. You probably got a gym and stuff, a pool and everything like that. So that stuff, but for a local person, that's very expensive.
Yeah.
That's super expensive. And for
Right.
us, that's like, no, I ain't about
Y'all wouldn't pay for that.
yeah.
Yeah. Not when you
So
can get a villa that's 5 bed. Well, I'm not
yeah,
going to go into
yeah,
that.
yeah. So you gotta
But yeah, you have to
understand
know
like,
how to find the right houses. You gotta know how to find the right cities. You gotta know how to.
mm,
You just gotta use a little wisdom and have some research and diligence about you. I was also listening to. I don't know what I was listening to. Where I heard this. Dang it. No, I think Anthony O'Neill, because he was talking about how he's moving to Ghana, and he had that video where the 5 police officers were basically stalking him, and so he's like, I'm out of here, whatever. But he was saying how hardworking African people are,
mm,
like how they'll like have the bowls and the baskets on their heads, and then when they come to America, especially like the Ghanaian, they will come to America and work so hard and surpass the average American, like
Mm-hmm.
legitimately surpass the average American, having multi-million dollar businesses, coming, getting whatever they need to get done and being about their business. It's amazing because like Americans don't think like that. Let's just be honest. Americans will be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to keep searching online to find the right house. And it's like, y'all, why are Americans like this? I guess it's the privilege of America that makes Americans very lazy compared to the work ethic that Africans have because
Mm-hmm.
they don't play. They will be so grateful and then they will do everything that needs to be done. Not only will they do it, but to America, they will do it correctly and do it better than most and still have the confidence to execute. I say this from experience because we work with a lot of African diaspora in our agency.
Yeah, so I definitely know. Um, it's it's just Ezekiel 37. The two states gonna come back together, and once you realize that, where when you come here to Africa, it's a lot of stuff that we have to learn from them, like for real. And of course, they're
Work
gonna
ethic,
learn a lot of stuff from
patience.
us. It's really like a partnership. It's like a brotherhood, sisterhood, a family type thing where, we've been lost, and then we come back and now we found, and it's very uncomfortable, but this is what needs to be done to go to the next level. Because, man, did you guys hear? Was it Congo?
I don't know what you're
It
talking
was
about.
okay, because that's proof right there how the Most High can just do something, just have the a whole mountain fall, and then material come is right there under the mountain. The
Oh, yeah,
copper.
yeah, yeah. The copper, the mountain collapsed in Congo,
Think about
and
that.
all that copper was just unearthed.
I'm sorry, that just hit my mind. I'm like, whoa, that's wild. Well, it's not wild.
That's great.
This is Africa. That's resources right there. So just imagine everywhere start being like that.
I mean, that happens around Africa so often. It
That's
happens
like
in Namibia, Botswana, Ghana. Like it's crazy. Tanzania with the Tanzanite, Kenya. Like it's amazing.
I'm telling you
It's just a
guys,
blessing
just
to be on the continent.
exactly get to where the resources are, because the next 5 years is gonna be he double hockey stick.
In America, in the West.
Yeah. So you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your family. You got to protect your heart, your mind, your spirit, and your resources.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better to just be where the resources are.
Yeah.
Just be close to the resource.
While you slow down and get back to living like a real human.
Yeah.
Because the way that people run in America, it's not humane. It's just not. That's just the reality. It's just not. You really don't even learn how to be a natural human until you leave America and live outside of America for
Hmm.
multiple years at a time. Because in America, you're constantly doing this, constantly debt filled society, constantly doing this for your overpriced mortgage, constantly getting the car notes for your overpriced car note. And it's like, how much debt? And the average American has $106,000 in debt.
Yeah. And most of them now can't even pay the debt now. Like the credit
Yeah,
cards,
100K in debt. That's
they
crazy.
can't even pay the credit cards. So it's a lot of stuff that's happening, like to real people in real time, that a lot of people don't know about. Um, because just for example, like you can meet somebody that always been good all the time that you knew them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now is a time where it's a lot of people that is struggling, that never
Middle
struggled
class.
before,
Right.
that
The rich are
never
getting
ever
richer.
struggled before, but now they feeling it, and it's like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, that's an eye opener. That should open your eyes right there.
Yeah, that should tell you the economy, no matter what they tell you, is sinking because the economy is only as good as the middle class. If the middle class ain't middle classing, then the economy ain't economying. Like it ain't working. The math ain't mathing.
Exactly.
Like look at the middle class. Like and be
Ah.
careful with the data and statistics they give you. Like, oh, this is the strongest economy. Like, can you give me some data points to prove that? And the data points you give me, can you make them make sense? So you tell me the American economy is as strong as it's ever been, the dollar's as strong as it's ever been. That's great, that's true.
Hmm.
But can an American get as much for their inflated dollar as they used to be able to get, or no?
Yeah, yeah. Do some research. Do the numbers on that because it's like it's crazy how like since like 1980 like or 70s or something, it was this price and it matched up. But ever since then, nothing matches. Like your pay and wages has not increased with the inflation.
That's horrible.
So that doesn't like just say the country that we're in now. We hear all the time how people like the average monthly pay salary is increasing because the the economy inflation is pretty much increasing. So that's a good sign where when people the average person pay increase because inflation increase.
That would make sense.
That makes sense. But when inflation increase and then your pay stay the same or maybe 2 cents more or something like that, ah, that's not good.
That's not good. That's
That's
so
like,
bad.
whoa, that's not good at all.
Shalom, shalom, Pastor Rick Fletcher.
Yes, shalom, shalom, Pastor Rick.
Yes, the economy is just, it's just like, wow. And with the increase in the war, it's going to continue to be like that because they're going to keep spending on the war. And so you really got to ask yourself, you're like, well, these folks going to keep doing them. So what should I be doing? They're going to do them to the end of times. Like
Yeah, like
they don't care. Like, just understand that. It
man,
goes back to the book of Jeremiah. Cursed is he who puts his trust in man and has his trust in man. Blessed is he who puts his trust in Yah and has his trust in Yah. And so
exactly.
once you take off the veil of this idol of, oh my gosh, I can trust America. They're not going to do me like this. Look, things are getting better. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Oh, this is better. Oh, I'm just waiting for them to give me reparations. Then I'll leave. And then cursed is he who puts his trust in man.
Yeah, you really
That's
gotta
it.
put your trust in the Most High. Put your trust in the resource, and that is the resource is the Most High. So that just hit me. I keep saying, oh, go to where the resources are, and literally, this is the environment where the Most High dwells
And blesses day
and
and night.
blesses. Exactly. So it's like, man, this
Storms, droughts. Look,
is it's wonderful. It's a blessing to be here because man, when you think about it like that, man, it's so much information out where things should change dramatically just from all the world leaders and stuff knowing stuff and social media just how we just went over this story and stuff. It's not on the
yeah.
big news, but I'm pretty sure the right person saw it and they could do something about it, but at least they saw it. So it's like everything that's happening in Africa, put it like that. Just a couple of days ago, Ghana passed a lot of citizenships for like
500
500,
something.
500, over 500 people got citizenship in Ghana. And it's like, man, all this stuff is happening and
That's
all,
exciting.
and
Congrats to y'all.
yes, hallelujah. Um, and people see this,
Mm-hmm.
these these prime ministers in Africa, these presidents in Africa see this,
Mm-hmm.
but don't do nothing. So that tells me right there, like, man, you really got to trust in the Most High.
And choose the right country. Right.
Exactly.
Because not all countries are created equal in Africa.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah. So it's like, wow, that's
Right. Yeah.
the Most
You
High
better
really
choose the
got to
right
move.
one.
The Most High really got to talk to someone's heart, really talk to the right person's heart to really do something like that, because
Yeah.
that's amazing right
Yeah.
there. Over 500 people,
Yeah.
and these people from 15 years ago, maybe this year, that's been in Ghana. So it's just
Mostly
like,
the recent ones.
yeah,
Yeah. Mostly the people that came 2019, 2020.
exactly. So
Yep.
it's like, man, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you gotta do your research. And we always say, look on the least corrupt list, look on the safest countries list. Ghana in particular is on the safest countries in Africa
Mm.
list. And on the least corrupt list. Senegal as well. Benin is making its way up. Togo making its way up. Seychelles, Mauritius, Cape Verde, Botswana, Namibia. Because anything less than what's expected is a hassle, and you don't want to have a hassle in World War III. There's no reason to have a hassle. And then also, feel free to travel because certain region like Southern Africa is pretty easy to travel in regionally. I'm not sure about West Africa, but Southern Africa to East Africa is pretty simple to travel through and to visit different countries. Now, West Africa, I'm sure you can go from like Accra to Freetown, Sierra Leone, and maybe you can hit up Mali or something like that. But understand that you have the ability and the freedom. Like we were listening to this podcast earlier. I always forget this guy's name. I always listen to the podcast. I think it's like Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO. Yeah, that's what it's called. And he has on this finance expert, and he's teaching people that they need to stop believing the myth that they have to buy a house to live in. He talks about how he just buys rental properties. He does not own a house that he lives in. He owns properties for his business. That's it. Okay. And so he's like, you have to undo all of these weird things that we've been taught. Like, oh, you have to get this crazy mortgage that you can't afford. Oh, you have to get all this credit card debt. Oh, you have to do this and keep up with the Joneses and all these things. And it's the same thing applies to Africa. You do not have to come here and then just spend 50 years in one country. Come here and explore. Come here and see what fits you. Come here and live and enjoy your life. Hike up the mountains if you want. Go create a cabin if you want. Go around the beaches if you want. Go take a boat. Go live your life. You weren't meant to just be in a debt trap 24/7. That's not what you like. The Most High didn't create Adam and Eve and say, I command you to get in the debt trap as soon as possible. But America teaches you that. And most people fall for that. And they're like, they just keep regurgitating all these things they've been taught. Meanwhile, all the other folks on the planet, they're traveling. I mean, when we had first landed in Tanzania, realizing how much people travel within Tanzania, they would hop on a bus to go to the next city in no time. They would just be like, yep, it's just regular. In America, or at least the way we were in Ohio, the way we grew up in Ohio's not really like that. Ohio, you just go do your 9 to 5, then you go back. Then you go do your 9 to 5, then you go back. Then you go do your 9 to 5, then you go back. You don't have any time for creativity, free space, time ownership, let alone business ownership. Ohio's just child. Yeah. That's look. That's America though. That's what they teach you. So you're so focused on corporate.
Exactly. Like you really got to unlearn what they taught us, and I realized that where if you want to grow, if you want to be in the know, you have to unlearn what they taught us, and 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 just allow the Most High to guide you for one, but just open your mind to different things. Open your mind to, um, dang, I keep thinking about these stocks and stuff like that, investing
You're
and stuff
funny.
like that. No, like really, because that's like I think that is something that everybody should understand and know.
That's true. Yeah.
Because
That's a good buffer.
that's not just about disappear.
It's not.
So
It's not.
if you understand that, if you get a some type of knowledge on that, I'm telling you, that will change a lot of people's lives. Um, it's not like overnight or nothing, but it's
You
just
gotta learn.
you,
It's a
yeah,
skill. You have to
yeah.
learn. You have to put in the
It's
time.
just a new skill, so you have to put the time in, the dedication, and look. So it's a lot of stuff, and then once you start to learn stuff, you start to learn about trust and this and that, and yeah, it's like wow, man, all praises to the Most High for the understanding and knowledge that He pours in us.
It's crazy because they really don't teach this stuff in school. Now,
Yeah,
obviously, certain communities, the Ashkenazi community, other communities, they will teach it to their children. But our community, we just now getting on it. But it's such a blessing to be able to have our children and be able to teach them during homeschool. Like, yes, son, come here, come look at these investments. Yes, son, look, this is what we're doing in the business this week. This is how you're going to learn how to do community management. This is how you're going to learn how to do marketing. This is how you're going to learn how to do strategic storytelling. This is how you're going to learn how to manage your finances so that when they leave, they're not coming out into a world where they don't know anything except algebra 2. It's like you got the education system needs to make sense. That's why homeschool is so important. Like learn stuff that's going to actually make sense.
yeah,
That's going to allow you
man.
to critically think.
Yeah, even like in China, like other countries do this from a young age in kindergarten. They planting stuff, they doing
Right,
gardening,
right.
they're cooking their own breakfast,
Right.
learning how to make like a chapati or something, and some like they do this in other countries.
And they go beyond that. They don't just
Yeah,
cook. They
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 do it all.
learn how to start businesses, how to
Exactly.
run
And it's
businesses.
like,
They
man,
learn stuff that matters. They learn tax codes. They learn coding. They learn stuff that matters. Because beyond cook, they not just making the little chapatis over there.
yeah, yeah,
They doing a lot more than that.
yeah.
And that's how, because when you look at children, when you look at that generation, that tells you how much the current nation has invested. So you look at
Mhm.
America's children, they're not investing, they're depleting those poor children in America, depleting them totally of everything because they're learning absolutely nothing. And they go to school, and guess what? How can you focus when the bully down the road wants to hang you? How can you focus in it? You can't. It's impossible to focus like that.
Yeah, you
And
got
it's on the black and the white side
you just got to put on this big shell in America,
to
like this
even
tough
be a human.
type of shell. But here in Africa, it's the opposite. Like you can really be yourself.
Yeah, you can just relax. Nobody's like that's. It feels like going back to the 1920s that we even have to talk about somebody being hung. That's insane.
Yeah, a 7-year-old, not even some. It was a 7-year-old, a boy.
And a
This is
10-year-old did
yeah,
it.
10-year-old, 11, 10-year-old
So just
throwing
imagine
a
what his
7-year-old.
parents say and do.
So it's like, like how you even know? I don't know what it was, but he
Right. How do you even
know how to
what
tie
do
the
you
knot.
learn in school, young
Yeah,
child? What are you
man,
learning?
that's bad. That's bad. That's like that's very very
That's
bad. That's
crazy.
terrible. It's not crazy. It's reality though. That's what
Yeah, it
it
has
is.
always been like that. It has always been like that. For real.
Yeah,
That's reality.
1968.
Don't move anywhere that you can't bring your AK-47 and ammo. If not, you're a live bait. 1968.
But with you saying that, look, I've talked to plenty of people. Trust me, in America, yes, you need that for sure. We had like what two, just yeah. But when you come to Africa, nobody has that, so you don't need no guns to walk around and feel protected.
You don't need it in Asia either.
Yeah, so it's just a whole different type of environment. If you want that environment, that's
You're gonna be
okay.
in trouble. Don't do that.
But
Child, you go.
for
Don't try to bring no stuff like
yeah,
that overseas.
but just from
That's a
our
no-no.
experience, is you really don't need it in like a country like we're in a country that we went to like Tanzania, um, pretty much Africa in general. Like they don't be carrying around guns. The worst thing they might carry, the best thing they might carry is a machete,
If that.
if that, and
And
if
you
you doing
barely see
that,
that.
yeah, you see it, but it's they use it for work.
Yeah, they're not
It's not
using
like
it
using it
like
for like yeah,
protection.
like dang, what's that movie called?
What?
Ah, I forgot the movie. It's an old school movie where like how they used to just pull out they switch blades and they start fighting like that. So it's it's not even like that. So it's like, man, this it's a whole different world. It's a whole different environment. You do not need no AK-47. You don't need no bullets stack up on no bullets or nothing like that. You good. Like you good.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean it goes back to Psalms 20, is
Mm,
actually what comes to mind where it's like some trust in short chariots, some trust in horses. But we trust in the name of Yahuwah. We are risen and are established. They are fallen, but we are established. Save Yahuwah, let the king answer us when we call. Like that's how people move outside of America
mhm.
versus America, where it's like you adopt this culture of all these chariots, these horses, these different army tactics are what you have to rely on, and honestly what you idolize in your heart, because you can look at your money and see where your mind is. What do you spend your money on? That's where your mind is. That's like the most tangible way to
Mhm.
see what your mind is on. And so when you spend on things like that, when you're just always worried about, oh my gosh, I gotta be protected, I gotta have all these extra things, like tone down, it's okay. You are protected once you get out of a country that constantly wants to kill everybody.
Yeah. And that's just
Go
from
somewhere that's more calm that you can just.
exactly, and that's like from our experience, because we was there. I was teaching you how to use it.
Yeah, I was like, this is difficult. I was like,
So it's
this
like
this is wild.
we was there. We was there.
Oh
We was in a
gosh.
neighborhood where, man, that's a whole nother story. But somebody somebody ran into our backyard, shocked, shooting back at the person, whoever was shooting.
And passed away in your arms.
Yeah. So that's like we was in that type of environment. And
But
then
and
the
it
next
wasn't
couple
supposed to
weeks,
be like that because that neighborhood was a good neighborhood. But
yeah,
whatever popped off in 2020, oh my
yeah,
gosh, them folks, that COVID had them like they was losing it. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the thing with the lockdown. People were getting more violent, but whatever it was, that neighborhood was like, whoosh. It was
Yeah.
like, nope, we not calm no more.
Okay, we gotta get off.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, those are thoughts. If you haven't watched the beginning, if you're just now catching it, please go to the beginning and hear what we play, because that's like ah, that's reality. That really happened. That happened, and it's so sad to even say, because it's like man, I can't even imagine if that was my child.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can't imagine because I'd be in jail.
But yeah,
But that's
guys,
why I don't live in America because I'm not trying to be in jail. And that's that.
thanks for tuning in, guys. Oh, thanks for the new member too.
Welcome to Journey Behind the Scenes, A. Williams. You have access to nearly 50 videos on our journey from Tanzania to this new country, so enjoy. Take your notes. There's a lot of detailed content. There's so much content, it's going to take a while to get through.
Yeah. Also, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We've been noticing like people been saying that they don't see our posts, and they're like, oh, I wasn't subscribed. I'm like, are you subscribed? So YouTube me unsubscribing people, I don't know what it is. So if you enjoy our content, if you enjoy our organicness, you know, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification.
And just every few days, just type in Journey with us and visit the
Exactly.
videos, visit the posts, visit the shorts, visit the live section, visit everything so that you stay up to date because that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Stay up to date, be on code.
So, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, family. Good night.
Good night.